So, I haven't put a video out on this channel since I basically burnt out. So I did a video a few weeks ago now, talking about how I just basically completely burnt out. Which is something that I'd never really experienced before. I've had it happen to me a little bit, but it's the first time. This is kind of quite a novel experience, having burnt out, and I felt a lot of things over the past few weeks. Had a lot of experiences that I just haven't. This is all quite unfamiliar to me. Like, I'm not really used to this happening, and there are a lot of unknowns in it. And yeah, in a sense, it's a rather inconvenient time for me to burn out because I've just hit 2,000 subscribers. Literally, my aim for the past 4 months or so, since my last job, was to basically hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I finally did it. And this basically kind of coincided with my burnout, which is often the way, right? Because I was really burning the candle at both ends to get this done. You know, I got a new job at this pub, which was really intense, much more intense than I'd vouched for, than I'd hoped for. It was really stressful. It was honestly more stressful than my previous 9-to-5 job. That's basically what happened. I finished my contracts on my previous job, didn't get offered any further work there. And I thought, okay, no problem. I can just get a job somewhere a bit less stressful, a bit easier, and just kind of do that, and then, wow, it's a beautiful sunset. And just do that, and then I can sort of come back to, I can put all that other time into just making the YouTube videos, which is what I did. So yeah, but the pub job I ended up getting was just as stressful as the 9-to-5 job. I mean, it was a bit easier, you know, stressed in a very different way. You know, I could do it. It was simple. I was just, you know, running plates and stuff like that. But it wasn't easy, and it wasn't. It took up a lot of my energy and a lot of stress. And for a while, I thought, okay, I need to get a better job. I need to get either a more relaxing job or a more stable job. I did think about this for a long time, and I tried to look around for other things, but the conclusion I came to in the end was look, you've got this goal of monetizing your YouTube channel. Let's just hit that, and then then you won't need to work a job again. It was kind of my thought, because then you'll have all the money in the world. And so I did this. So I got this other job. I just say the job I was having, and any day that I wasn't working, I would just go somewhere to film a vlog, or I would edit a vlog. And that was all I would do, really. I didn't do much socializing. I wasn't really out meeting up with people. You know, obviously I had colleagues at work and stuff like that. But even then, after work, I wouldn't really go to the pub that much with them afterwards, because I wanted to save that money for a vlog, or I wanted to be up early, I wanted to be fresh, all this kind of stuff. And yeah, so I kept doing this for about the time I've worked at this job, which has been about 4 to 5 months now. And then last month, I finally hit 1,000 subscribers. And initially, I felt really ready to hit the next goal, which was going to be now okay, I'm getting the money coming in. Let's upscale that to an income. Let's match the income that I'm making from my pub job, and I can quit that job, and then the world's my oyster. And so that's what I decided to do. Then a few things happened that just really knocked me off course. That resulted in me basically burning out. One thing was, I gave up caffeine. I stopped drinking coffee and tea for Lent, just as an experiment really, because I recognise that I'm very reliant on coffee, and I recognise as well that I'm very susceptible to stress, and I want to do things to stop me getting, like, I can just see I'm a very, very stressy person. I think part of it is kind of coffee, you know, I just getting myself too wired, so I wanted to try like not having coffee and see how it would make me feel. And that sort of knocked me off. That made me a little bit less productive. Like I remember if I had a day off work and I was editing a video, I would sort of need to have a nap halfway through the day because I hadn't had like a couple of black coffees to get me through the work. So I was a little bit less productive on editing videos. And initially I thought, okay, this is a problem, and if it continues, I might have to just quit this and get back on caffeine as well. Again. Another thing that happened is I started seeing someone, and I started like going out with someone, and then that didn't work out. The relationship didn't materialise, and it's in a sense quite embarrassing to admit. When it's just an early stage relationship, but that did really hurt a lot. That not working out, like, it really got to me, and I was really sad about it. And at the time, because I was aware, you know, I'm always aware that this is the risk you run when you get into something, that, you know, you might have to deal with a very painful situation of it not working out. But at the time I thought, okay, if this doesn't work out, I'll just be able to put all that energy into being productive, going to the gym, stuff like that. You know, in a kind of unhealthy way, but it'll, you know, get my goals done and whatever. What I found is that I wasn't really that much more productive after, like, I wasn't really able to channel that sort of negative energy of like having broken up with someone into my vlogs. Like, it just didn't really work. I wasn't really able to do it. And the third thing that really sort of changed things for me is I met up with a friend, and I just talked to him about my goals and like where I was going with this YouTube channel and stuff like that. And he said again, like, he said to me like, oh mate, I think you're trying to do too much, like you're trying to push yourself too much. You need to sort of scale this back a little bit. And I thought about what he said, and I kind of agree with it, to be honest. But it's obviously difficult because I have had all this success with the channel popping off, and now like there's a big period of kind of I'm not really sure where to the channel sort of pops off, and part of that is because I've put a lot of work into it. So, you know, I sort of had to think about what he said, and anyway, the next day I just completely crashed. Like, I just woke up, tried to do some work, couldn't work. I was trying to edit a video at the time, and I just completely crashed and sort of, you know, went for a nap and then just spent the whole day in bed basically. And now the last few weeks, that's basically what I've been doing. The days where I'm not working, I've literally just stayed in bed, slept, listened to podcasts, watched Netflix, and just sleep. And I have a kind of yoga mat that I lie down on sometimes, just because it helps me sort of purge tension from my body, relaxes me a bit more. But yeah, I'm not really able to do anything. You know, I'm just so exhausted. And then the annoying thing is then I'll have like a day of work, and then I'll have to go and work as normal and sort of push off the sort of tiredness and just force myself to work because, you know, I guess I need to, and, you know, whatever else. But on my days off, I'm literally just sleeping, and then I'll get up for some food, eat, then I'll feel sort of tired again, and then I'll go back to bed. And today I've just come out for a walk, just in the evening. But it's like the first sort of walk I've sort of taken since I've really burnt out. And it's difficult to, I know how some of this sounds, you know, it's easy to kind of think, oh, you're making a mountain out of a molehill here, just grow up and stuff like that. But one thing I'm really certain on is that it is real. Like, I'm not pretending to be burnt out. This is genuinely, like, I have hit like a brick wall here of exhaustion. No question about it. Like, it's just, yeah, I can just feel it in my body, like, just this kind of pain and kind of aching and just trying to do too much. I really do think, like, I am right to at least identify that I've got burnt out and I need to reset. But now I'm left with kind of the bigger question of, like, what do I do now? Because I spent the past few weeks kind of remedying myself, you know, letting myself relax, you know, when I'm not working, stuff like that. But the question is, like, how far am I willing to go for that? You know, how long am I going to allow myself to kind of relax? And how long am I going to, at what point do I just say, right, get back on the horse? And there is a nagging feeling that I do need to just get back on the horse with the YouTube, because I am at such a crucial point now where I'm sitting on almost 3,000 subscribers now, and it's difficult to know, like, how far away the next goal of 2,000 per month is. But what is clear to me is that will be a very defining goal, a very obvious goal. That goal is the be-all and end-all, really. Like, it's easy to get carried away with these things, but I do think that having that goal it just seems like it would really change my life in quite a fundamental way. If I had £2,000 a month coming in. And of course the worry is that me slowing down, me allowing myself time to sort of rest and recuperate is not doing the YouTube any favours, and that I'll go for it. And now I'm kind of losing momentum as we speak. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts about it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon.